Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the September 5th edition of Carolina Week, old bandmates reunite after being apart for more than 55 years.
Reporter Jen Carpenter brings us a story about clashing cultures in a faraway land.
In sports, Carolina football began with a bang thanks to some new faces on the team.
Weathercaster Mallory Nichols will have your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and a night to remember. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Sarah Huffman.
And I'm Adam Rue. Thanks for joining us. Construction crews are working around the clock to repair part of the UNC Law School. Officials evacuated the school last Friday morning after a staff member noticed pieces of mortar falling from the ceiling. Engineers say the front of the building buckled because of the extreme summer heat. The incident displaced more than half of law school classes. Law School Communications Director Matt Marvin says the problem has led to some shuffling of class space.
Our academic affairs office has worked very hard and obviously spent a lot of time over the holiday weekend organizing this, working closely with the Provost's office and the UNC registrar. And that's all worked out remarkably well so far.
Tonight, classes are back in session, although some are meeting in different locations. According to the latest college rankings and U.S. News & World Report, Carolina fell 10 spots in faculty compensation. UNC ranked 40th last year in the faculty compensation rankings, 50th this year. But a portion of last year's tuition increases will go toward increasing faculty salaries. This is the second year in a row that UNC will give significant faculty raises. Officials say this year's rankings don't fully take into account the compensation increases from last fall.
Chapel Hill residents have to pay for just about everything downtown except for wireless internet. The town will activate 6 Wi-Fi hotspots up and down Franklin Street on Friday. Anyone with an active wireless card will be able to log onto the internet for free. The spots nearest to campus are the post office, town parking lot number 5, and the IFC shelter on Rosemary. For anyone looking to get away from campus, there are also hot spots farther down Franklin, all the way to the restaurant 411 West. Carolina fans now have another way to get to games. Chapel Hill Transit added a new route to its Tar Heel Express program that runs for home football games. The route picks up at park and ride lots along Martin Luther King Boulevard. Stops include Franklin Street and South Road for easy access to stores and the stadium. Town leaders hope the new route will bring more people to Franklin Street during game days. The bus starts running 3 hours before a game and continues to run 3 hours afterward.
In countries around the world, ethnic prejudice and violence are all too common. After returning from a summer documentary experience funded by the university, reporter Jen Carpenter shows us how Macedonia is integrating in hopes of peace.
Welcome to Macedonia. Population, just 2 million. 1 out of every 4 is an ethnic Albanian, and Albanians have no formal representation in government. That's 250,000 people with no voice. But Macedonia is trying to ease this tension, taking its first steps towards peaceful coexistence. Like this primary school, the only one in the country that formally encourages ethnic groups to mix. This is the only school in Skopje where all of the races are integrated. That means some of these kids speak up to 5 different languages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But integrating Albanians into Macedonian life is dangerous, proven violent in the past. Is the next generation ready to desegregate? Here at the Balkan Folk Festival, where no Albanian groups were present, the children tell no lies.
Discrimination between the Albanian and Macedonian, the Gypsy and Macedonian, lots of problems.
Other people who are older, they make our problems.
Racial intolerance is infiltrating the next generation of Balkan leaders, but some groups are making change for the better. Take, for example, Mjoft, an Albanian debate team, bringing Macedonians and Albanians together to peacefully talk politics.
They argue and debate Unlike the kind of debates that we see on Albanian TV from our politicians, where what they're doing is in physical violence against one another. So we're trying to show students that there is a different type of debate. You only deal with the issue.
It's the youth who are finding acceptance and cooperation, facing historical prejudice going back thousands of years, political odds, and cruel stigmas.
We can solve this because we are young and we can live. We are, in our hands is our future. Me and my generation, I promise that we will do many changes.
More and more youth want to be active and want to change things. So if you do get together with the right people, you ask for this change, change will happen.
That challenge is in the hands of very young but very determined agents of change. In Skopje, Macedonia, I'm Jennifer Carpenter, Carolina Week.
Desegregation is one of 7 improvement programs set out by the European Union. Until Macedonia establishes peace between its citizens, it will remain a candidate country not yet admitted to the Union.
Sororities on campus are gearing up for tonight's final round of Panhellenic recruitment. More than 600 potential new members visited all 10 sororities last week, which means a lot more traffic inside the houses. Preparation for the rounds began a week before classes started, and it all ends tomorrow with bid day. Chi Omega President Emily May says the increase in potential new members has made it more difficult to prepare for each round.
We have over 600 potential new members going through, which makes it a little bit more demanding for the girls in sororities. I know that this year I've talked to an average of 4 girls around, which normally it's usually 3, maybe 2, so it's really made a big difference.
This year marks the highest participation rate in recruitment since 1998.
While most of those pledges are new to UNC, some students have been around for a while and they're looking to make plans for their senior year. Senior class representatives will be selling t-shirts in the pit all this week to raise money for upcoming service projects, bar nights, and senior events. Senior class president Ashley Shores says the shirts promote class unity. She hopes they'll draw attention to upcoming class fundraisers.
We also have a lot of events coming up, like next week we're having a bar night at East End where we encourage people to wear their senior shirts. And then we're putting on a Habitat benefit concert on October 2nd, and we're going to ask seniors to wear their shirts to show their support for the Habitat House.
Shores encourages all seniors to get involved and wants the class of 2008 to have a memorable and meaningful last year at Carolina.
Homelessness. It's a word we use a lot, but it's a condition most of us can't even begin to understand. Reporter Erin Franklin brings us the challenges homeless people face in Chapel Hill every day.
Now that I lost everything to you, say you want to start. I am one of those people who lost my butt to the internet.
Been homeless about 8 years.
Ran out of my retirement money and lost my house, lost my cars, lost everything I worked 17 years for.
I wound up losing my kids in Asheville, North Carolina when they was 5 and 3. I kind of like gave up.
Now I'm living out here.
I may be homeless, but I'm not a piece of nothing.
Doing okay. I'm not getting rich, but at least I'm surviving.
What y'all call junk is the only thing I own.
That's right.
But I'm making it.
It's a lot more difficult than most people think.
I just sort of sit here and sort of idle my day away, playing my guitar, singing a few songs.
Once you get socially kicked to the friggin' curb, you are a homeless piece of trash. You are useless to society.
Some of the people have a long road to hoe out here. If people stop giving.
The reason I survive is because I do my darndest to make the best of a bad situation for her because I love her.
It's hard to get by, just upon a smile. Hopefully the people will see what I'm trying to accomplish out here and maybe help me out.
We'll make it right.
We'll make it work. One way or the other.
Have so far.
We're a team.
We'll continue our look at homelessness this Saturday morning on our radio program, Carolina Connection. The program airs this Saturday at 7:30 on WCHL AM 1360.
It's always nice to reunite with friends.
But it's even more special if you haven't seen them for more than half a century. Coming up, we'll share with you a joyous homecoming that has its place in history.